You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
I told you, man! I told you! Don't fuck with me!
Known for its largely Democratic voting population, a conservative candidate finds the following.
They've all tried to present themselves as truly the most conservative, but Ron Paul stands the most for limited government. He has a record that shows that he stands for limited government. He doesn't need to make excuses for things that he's done in the past because he's stuck with that.
The 4,000 tickets went fast when students announced the Republican presidential hopeful would hold a rally on the Cornell campus.
I support Ron Paul because Ron Paul, I think, is one of the only honest politicians who really hasn't changed his views just for the sake of getting elected. He's reelected simply because he represents a movement rather than a party, rather than an individual.
It's not about Democrat or Republican. It's about, you know, looking at the candidate and making sure that they're telling the truth. And Ron Paul is definitely one that, you know, that you can see by his record that he's telling the truth.
The Ron Paul Club here on campus has more than 1,400 students, many of them with differing political affiliations. But the students I spoke with all had one thing in common, an interest in personal freedom.
He represents like a lot of issues that college students like me really think are important and should be taken into account when politicians make policy decisions.
Although he won't likely win the majority of votes inside these political lines, he will walk away with fierce loyalty from this group of supporters. In Ithaca, Tamara Lindstrom, YNN.
Republican presidential candidate Ron Paul makes a stop in a traditionally Democratic town. Ahead of next week's GOP primary in New York, Paul spoke to students at Cornell. Our Aaron Clark is in Ithaca tonight reporting on his visit. Good evening, Aaron.
Well, there was a lot of excitement here at Cornell University earlier tonight. More than 4,500 people came to the university's line of rank to hear Ron Paul speak. Now, more than half of those people are registered voters in New York State, possibly some people who could help Ron Paul win next week's primary. He came out to thunderous applause. Thousands filled Cornell's line of rank, many of them students on a campus with one of the largest Youth for Ron Paul student organizations in the country.
Ron Paul has a lot of college support, and so he's doing a lot of campaign spots at different universities. He definitely has an appeal to younger individuals.
Younger people who his message of liberty and anti-government resonates with. Friends, in Paul's words, who he wants to motivate ahead of next week's primary.
It's to energize the people who have discovered what freedom is all about, and to continue this both philosophically as well as in the campaign.
But will they be enough to get him a win in New York and earn the Republican nomination? Paul says he's steering clear of making such predictions just yet.
That's hard to say, and I don't make rash predictions. All I know is the energy there. It seems like it certainly makes one believe that if we have enough time and enough money, we could.
Regardless of the outcome, Paul stands firm in his beliefs. He says the country is going in the wrong direction with too much government control, and he urges the people he spoke to let their voices be heard if they feel the same way. When asked if he would support another candidate if the primaries did not go his way, Ron Paul said that he thinks that his supporters would have a hard time understanding if he went ahead and supported somebody who disagrees with him on just about all the issues. However, he did say that Governor Romney is a very nice person and he actually gets along with him very well, suggesting that despite all of the support that Ron Paul received here tonight, Mitt Romney very well may be the Republican nominee. Back to you.
Thanks so much for that report, Aaron. That was our Aaron Clark reporting from Ithaca.